Okay. So, take two of the same conversation. So why did you join the Bruderhof? Seeing as they've heard all my mess, so now they gotta hear yours.
Why did I join the Bruderhof? Okay, so I was raised here. My mom grew up here in the Bruderhof. My dad did not grow up in the Bruderhof. He is from Nigeria, and so he grew up there, but joined the Bruderhof as an adult. So that's sort of my background. As a child, I moved around a lot to various communities, to various countries. So I have a privilege, really, of being exposed to many different cultures and ideas and ways of living and talking and all that. So after high school, when I graduated from high school, I wanted to go to something else off the community. I went and worked in a daycare in a church in Indianapolis. Our community has had a relationship with this church for many years. So I lived there and I worked in the daycare and I, just did various things and had fun time with my friends, this kind of thing. I did that for a year. By the end of that year, I was like, I didn't want to come back home again. I just, I was like, I'll just go find something else to do. I don't know what. At that point, I thought I wanted to, teach kids, daycare sort of thing. So that was kind of in the back of my mind. But that summer, the community was doing a big project, getting ready the academy, which is now the Mountain Academy, moving into its current location. So there's a lot of work being done and a lot of things to do. So I came back to one of the communities here in New York State, and I lived where I lived for about 2 years.
So were you upset when you first got back?
Upset?
Or that you, I don't know, you were there, you were kind of just there, just to help out or whatever sort of thing?
Yeah, so I was just there. In my mind, I would stay there for a few months, then go again and do something else.
Okay.
I wasn't really, interested in staying around very much. But then different things happened, and people always say that God speaks through people, and I think it's very true. Because I can probably tell you, count on one hand, the people who helped me to actually stay in the community. Obviously nobody forced me, it was my own decision, but there were people who, both in the community and off the community, who encouraged me in that way, or even just, to actually find faith and to have faith of your own. At the same time, there were events going on in the community, people who are really sick with cancer or other illnesses, and it sort of was like a time for the whole community to reflect and think about what was important in life, and that was me too, and I realized that I needed more than just what I was trying to do by myself. So at that point, I realized I need to be baptized, so I was baptized at the end of that year. And that was a commitment. Baptism in the community is for forgiveness of sins and to start over again. It is not a commitment to the community, to the Bruderhof, but you're committing yourself to Jesus and to work for God's kingdom here on earth. So that's what my baptism was. And about a year or so later, I had been caring for a lady with mental disabilities, as well as an elderly lady who needed help in her house. And I sort of found myself saying, I wish I knew more what I was doing. I'd always been sort of interested in medicine. My mom is a PA, so I always sort of had that in the house growing up. And I was sort of it'd be cool to know more about what I was doing, how to best take care of people. Around the same time, the community approached me and asked me, hey, would you like to go to nursing school? I said yes, because I had been thinking about it. So I moved up to Albany where we have a small community, and I went to nursing school up there. Got my RN degree. During that time, I wasn't a member yet, but during that time, I was thinking about it, and I sort of put it off for a while. I didn't really want to commit to it. But then we were talking with the people in the community there about life and some different issues that had come up with people living in the community. And I guess I just suddenly realized that, like, I really was already living the way that Jesus wants. And there wasn't anything different in what I was doing and actually being fully part of the community. And I also realized that, it would be selfish of me to just go and do my own thing, especially after all these people, putting their faith in me to go to school, to pay for my education, for me to just up and leave and say thanks, bye.
Can I just throw in one thing?
Yeah.
So, what you just said about thinking of being here as a way of giving back, I think about that and agree with it. When I went to the Sudan, sorry, this sounds random, but it is connected. When I went to the Sudan with my father in 2008, one issue they were having was there were a lot of kids leaving villages to get careers or whatever, and then the depravity and the poverty or whatever was on the rise because there was very few people left to help with build infrastructure and keep life going in a positive way, and so my dad was encouraging people to give back to their communities as a way of not only saying thank you but actually helping themselves. And I see, and I think that's kind of what Maureen is saying as well, that the parallel with, I guess, both of our stories is I absolutely don't want... I do want to give back by being here and supporting. I'm a teacher, she's a nurse, we both work with people, and it's a very real thing that we can do. So that I think that's a really cool aspect or whatever, that it's actually, I think it's a natural thing, right, to want to do, to give back when people have blessed you or God has blessed you with good people around you. I think it's only right, not that it's a reason to join this church, but I think it is definitely part of the fabric of why. So yeah.
Yeah, so that was part of it, and also just I realized from different conversations we were having that it was really an either-or sort of thing. I live my life just for myself, and I get my nursing degree, and I have a great job, and I have a good career, and I do my thing, or I live for other people and try to actually help and sacrifice what I want and my big ideas about life to help someone else have a better life. So that was part of it too. And similar to what Ruben was saying, I've been around many other churches. I've been to church services, I've been to infant baptisms, I've been to all sorts of things. But again, here is a way of life that is not just church on Sunday. It is every day. It is everything. It is everything in your life. Issues you have with other people, you can work out instead of it blowing up and you lose your job or something.
Very true.
Food, clothing. We are so well provided for. It's really incredible. And in return, we give of our time and our talents and our efforts to help those around us, and definitely also our wider neighborhood, our wider community. to help people in our neighborhood who maybe don't have enough or just need a friend. That is a definite another reason. Just having a faith and being able to pray with somebody, or just be a listening ear.
That's also straight up biblical.
Yeah.
The Bible tells us to look out for those around us, and that has nothing to do with who's a church member and who isn't, and if they have faith or not. That's across the board. So we believe that.
That's about it.
Oh, okay. Great. So hopefully that answered some of your questions. Feel free to ask for more. Ask more questions. Cool. See you guys.